Okay. What a mess. So back here, we've got just a bunch of junk in the floor. An old hoodie, a hat, an old license plate. So as you can tell, eons of dust. Let me see if we can turn the engine over. Well, good morning, everybody. Today is October 18th, 2025. My name is E-Chip with Contentment Channel, and pleasure to be with you again. It is beautifully sunny, not a cloud in the sky, about 8:30 a.m. and about 45 degrees outside. But the sun on you, it feels amazing. So anyway, I want to introduce you to an upcoming project. Not anything that we're really going to get into right now, but just to introduce you. And let's see what we can do with it today, if anything. Like I said, this is just an introduction. This after this video, this project will be put on the shelf for a little while because, as you know, we're building a home out here and developing a homestead, and we've got a lot of things going. But this is one of the things that I just couldn't pass up because to me it just seemed too good to pass up. So let me show you. This here is a 1984 Dodge Ramcharger. What is it? Oh, you're excited too, huh, Roscoe? It's four-wheel drive. It's got a 360 V8 engine in it and 187,000 miles. There's no rust. The body's straight. It's got a few things that it needs, like a windshield and some tail lights, things like that. But and it's got some leaks. But we're going to dig into this thing. We've really been needing a four-wheel drive vehicle out here. Now, Dumpy, our Ford F600, is a grain truck. It's two-wheel drive. Rusty, our 1994 Ford F250 flatbed, is a two-wheel drive. And we now have the Toyota 4Runner, which is four-wheel drive, but it's not really a very rugged four-wheel drive. And so we've been looking for something, you know, in case we want to go bouncing around in the mountains, that, you know, has four-wheel drive and is you know, heavy enough and stout enough to go over some ugly roads. So I was out helping a friend last week at somebody else's property. I saw this sitting there and I thought, well, what's going on with this? It's been sitting for 10 years. It was last licensed in 2015. And the owner tells me that the engine will start and run, that it will run, but that it has some serious leaks, transmission fluid and engine oil, but not coolant. So I don't think there's an issue with a blown head gasket here. There doesn't appear to be any oil in the coolant, and there doesn't appear to be any coolant in the oil. Like I said, the body's straight. There are no dents. It's in really, the body anyway, body and frame are in really good condition. So let's just jump into this thing and I'll show you around. Because like I said, it's been sitting out here for 10 years, about 2-3 miles away from us, with the sand blowing into it and all kinds of stuff. So come along with me and we'll take a look. Now we towed this here, you know, going just a few miles an hour, very slowly, so we wouldn't tear up the automatic transmission. But as you can see, it's got some fog lamps and things like that. It's got this chrome, you know, brush guard or deer guard. Looks like it was bolted to where the old bumper guards used to be. You know, the hood and the fenders are in great condition. The front bumper is in great condition. It's got the original wheels. Roscoe's checking them out, and I think Roscoe's getting ready to mark them. I do see this. There's a little ding here where it, you know, ran over something. But we could probably buff that out, right, Roscoe? I think these are the original 6x9 mirrors that came with the truck. It's got the old wing windows. Looks like it had some original pinstriping or some kind of, you know, paint detail there. Again, the original wheels. And it's the Prospector edition, whatever that means. I think Prospector was two-tone paint and air conditioning or something like that. So it's got a single exhaust, which I think I would like to switch to a dual exhaust sometime soon for extra power. The tail light obviously needs to be replaced. And the back gate, there is a dent here, but the back gate is not original to this vehicle. As you can tell, it's a different color, and it is fiberglass. I don't know if you can see that, but these gates were made out of fiberglass, I think, because back when they originally made these, they were just coming out with the pneumatic lifts for these, and that a steel door would be too heavy to lift. So there's that. I've got a tail light lens missing on this side. And again, Prospector. All in all, the body's in pretty good shape. Gas caps there. We've got the steps, rocker panel steps here. I forget what you call it, running board. And, all the glass is intact. Except for one little area on the other side, all of the original trim is here. The original badging, everything. This wing window is missing its little keeper there, which I hope we could find. I do have the cowl for this. For some reason, the prior owner took it off. He was going to do something and never put it back on. As you can tell, the windshield is broken, and so it'll need to be replaced. And it's got this original ram's head hood ornament on here. And, it's kind of cool because these things, people take them off, or they come off, or they get lost. It's kind of nice to find one that still has it on it. Let's take a look at the inside. What are you doing, Roscoe? Want to go inside? Okay. You going to check it out, buddy? Go on, Roscoe. All right. So, Roscoe's found his place already. All right, so as you can tell, eons of dust blowing into here. And you can tell the weather stripping is cracked and needs to be replaced. This dry, high desert climate, can be rough on vehicles. Old carpet. There's the condition of the brake pedals. So you can tell this has been driven a bit. And it's had some things done to it. The steering wheel, this is the original steering wheel, but the cover is missing. Maybe we can find a new cover for it. And I can tell that the steering column, I don't know what to think of that. This is a tilt steering wheel. So, maybe that's just a feature of that. But we'll take a closer look at it at some time. I'm showing, this is at 87,722 miles. So I'm assuming 187,000. That's probably right. It is a four-wheel drive. So we've got two-wheel high and two-wheel low, and four-wheel low and four-wheel high. So the old dash, it looks like everything on this dash is still intact, and that nothing has been messed with or removed except for the hood latch release, which used to be here and has been replaced with a choke lever. Because at some point somebody replaced the carburetor on this, and so they pulled out the hood latch release and substituted a choke lever placement there. So yeah, we'll work on that. This, I don't know what it is. It might be for those fog lamps. Who knows? The seats are not original to this vehicle. I am told that these two front seats came out of an RV or a van or something like that. But the center console that Roscoe is resting his head on is original. And then at some point somebody put, I don't think this is original. It's cup holder, this wooden cup holder thing. But I think at some point somebody dropped that in there. Let's see what we can find in here, if anything. Watch out, Roscoe. Watch out, buddy. There you go. All right, so the original Ramchargers came, back when they first came out in the 70s, came with an ice chest that would fit down in here. There's not one here, but let's see, what is this? An old transistor radio. Look at that, a freebie. Okay, and so it's nice that the console's still there. I don't know, we got a bottle of radiator coolant there. And a bunch of junk in the back. To get to the back, I have to go to the other side. This seat, okay, this seat does come forward. The original Ramcharger seats, that seat would tilt forward, and that's how you would access it from the passenger side. There's the cowl. As you can see, the headliner is in beautiful condition, still intact. Just beautiful, don't you think? And there are no, oh yes there are, say visors. They're both here. Okay, still here. Now, at some point, you know, when the Ramcharger first came out, the rear end of this, the whole roof on the back here, could be removed, like converted into a truck, and then could be put back on. But not long into their production, they ditched the removable rear top and made it permanent. But they still had the roll bars on the inside. At some point, they got rid of the roll bars, and I guess it had to have been either with this model or a prior model year. So there are no roll bars in here, but no roll bar. And we've got automatic door locks and automatic windows. I mean, you know, this is a 1984 vehicle, has been sitting out in the desert for a long time. All in all, that's in pretty good shape, that door panel. And the interior, for the most part, I mean, it's dirty, but for the most part, it's in pretty good condition. Let's take a look at the passenger side. And there's Roscoe. All right, what have we got here in the... We got some kind of ashtray. We've got... What is this? Is that a razor? What is that? Dura Pro. Oh, it's a flashlight or something. Some kind of flashlight emergency thing. A hose to something. We don't know what. Some wiring and light bulb. We've got the cigarette lighter. Okay. And some kind of cable release or pull or choke or something. What's this? And some kind of switch. Don't know for what it was intended. Some connectors. And what's this? Oh, spark plug wire. Okay. Here's the door panel on the other side. Looks like we're missing that looks like it belongs to a cup holder or something. Okay. So we're missing a cup holder. This has air conditioning. I'm sure it does not work. So, hey, Roscoe, I'm going to have to get you to move, buddy. Good boy, Roscoe. So back here, we've got just a bunch of junk in the floor. An old hoodie, a hat, an old license plate. Just junk that needs to be cleaned out. All right, let's take a look at the back. Come on. This fiberglass door, and these old things still won't hold it up. Let me find something to prop this up with. All right, so we got this propped up. We got the cowl with its screws taped on there. Let me get that out of the way. Spare tire with its cover. Still got the cover. It's like the panel back here is a little worse for the wear. Maybe we can do something about that. I don't know, a bucket cover or some kind. Oh, here's the light. It's missing. And again, as you can see, wind-blown sand just all throughout this thing. There we go. Let's see, one of the original SUVs here, this seat will actually, it folds down, but then also it'll lift up, and if it's done right, there's something in the way, but it'll lay all the way up against the back seats, so you've got all this cargo room. Oh, probably about the same room as a mini pickup truck bed, so not bad. Some of these vehicles had rear stereo speakers, but this one does not. And the really cool thing about this Ramcharger is that it's got a rear window. It's got a rear vent over the cargo area. So, see, opens up, and you know, it's not glass or anything. There's no light coming through it, but still, it's nice if you want to vent. So I don't know. I mean, did somebody take a sword to this headliner? I mean, you would think Freddy Krueger had been in here. So anyway, there it is. I mean, the interior is pretty much intact. Like I said, a little worse for the wear, but it's intact. We've got a rear hitch that was added, in addition to that front brush guard or deer guard. And yeah, so shall we take a look at the engine bay? See what we got. Come on. It's difficult getting that up. There we go. Come on. There we go. Oh. Come on. There. And this is a Dodge 360 5.9 liter engine. It's all there. Doesn't look like anything's been disturbed. I know that the carburetor has been replaced, and I'm told that this runs. So, but I mean, it's, you know, it's all pretty much here. All the AC parts are here, and the I've got a nice layer of sand piled up in there, and there's a nice layer of sand piled on top of the engine intake as well. You can see that, some miniature dunes piled up in there, and everything's okay. I know that the power steering pump leaks, and I know that the power steering box leaks, and I know that there is some serious leaking toward the back of the engine where it mates with the transmission, and so that's I hope that'll be a fairly easy fix. The used to be a guard here, you know, just a sort of a rubber cover that would cover the radiator and all that. It's missing, but other than that, I think this is, you know, pretty much there. Now, let's see if we've got any brake fluid in this. Set for the front, set for the rear. There's some. Oh, there. Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, it's got an Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor under there. We'll dig into that here in a little bit and see if we can start this thing, because I am told it will start and run, just that it leaks like a sieve. Well, let's try it. I'm going to grab a step stool, get up there and get that air cleaner off. We'll dump a little gas in there. I've got a battery we can put in here. We'll see what we get. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, there's no butterfly net on that, but it will unscrew. Sand all in it. Okay. What a mess. Yeah, that air cleaner's pretty dirty. Okay. All right. We'll throw a battery in it, a little gas in it, see what we get. All right. We've got piles of sand on the battery tray here. Little mini dunes everywhere. Okay. I'm sure this battery will turn it over and start it. I just don't think it's as stout as one that was in there. Just a cheapie, so we can get things going here. Off of there. Oh, my old hands. I have trouble gripping things anymore. Old age and arthritis is setting in. The positive first. And just put it on there. Now, as I recall, these 80 vehicles still had those key buzzers and stuff, and the key's in the ignition. So with the door open, I expect I should hear a little alarm or click or something. We'll see. Okay, put this on. No buzzer. Okay, so we got that on there. I just want to wait a minute, since the battery that was in here was dead and this thing's been sitting for a long time, and who knows, you know, that mice haven't chewed a whole bunch of stuff up. Before I do anything, I just want to make sure that you know, the wiring isn't going to start a fire or something here. Just look around. We do have headlights. Okay. Power locks and windows are not working right at this moment, but I do have headlights. Let me see if we can turn the engine over. Okay, Roscoe. Is this your new home already, Roscoe? Huh? Is this your new home? There's our buzzer. Well, looky there. The engine will turn over. All right. Let me check the fluids. We are over full on oil, and it's dark. I did check the transmission fluid. I know it's up. We do have coolant. So let's throw a little gasoline in here and see what we get. I'm going to pour a little two-stroke oil in here. You know, these cylinders have been sitting, not doing anything for a long, long time. And just want to be sure, you know, dumping raw gas down there like this, the oil and the gas and the two-stroke oil and the gas may help things a little bit. Lubricate those cylinder walls. Let's see what we get. Double pump. And it started. All right, so it turned over. It's a good sign. Needs a little bit more gas. I'm sure the gas pump needs to pump some fluid up into the bowl. It's sitting so long, not surprised at all. Let's try that again. Double pump. Well, it definitely wants to start. That's a funny thing about this engine and a lot of engines. It sounds like a dolphin when you try to start. Looks like the fuel pump has got a little fuel leaking out of the line down below that comes from the tank into it. So we know it's pumping fuel. It's getting fuel to it. Try it again. Go on. Good girl. Go on. Watch out, Reeb. Oh, that's right. You don't have a seat. Oh, you're going to sit here next to me. Okay. Well, see, we're getting fuel up to the carburetor. Oh, you know what? Let's try the choke. That might help, huh, Reba? As cold as this is, as long as it's been sitting, it might have fuel in it. He said it was a hard starter when it was cold. So, here we go. I'll close the choke and see what we get. Okay. Come on. Well, choke up a little bit. A little more fuel in it. Close that choke again. Pump it. Pump it up. All right. Well, we know it will run. Really just a matter of getting some fuel up to it. And I can see that that line that's coming from the tank into the fuel pump is nice and wet. So it's pulling stuff up. I guess I could unhook the inlet here and make sure it's pumping. Let's try that. I got a pair of pliers. Like I said, my hands just don't work as well anymore. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Wow. You were on there. That's good, I guess. All right. Boy. All right. I'm off of there. I'm off of there. No fuel. We got no gasolizing coming in there from the fuel pump. So today was not a day that I planned on really jumping into this thing and doing anything. I'm okay and that I know it will start and run. It's a simple matter of working out what's going on with the fuel delivery. Either we've got a clogged filter or a bad pump or just one that's stuck. Who knows? But we can, and I don't have a, like a separate setup here where I can fill a fuel can full of fuel and have an electric pump that runs off a 12 volt or anything like that. So, to pump gas into this. So I will content myself. And so I will be content knowing that this will start and run. Don't need to run it today. And just wanted to show you what we've got here. Talk a little bit about what maybe the future plans are for this. I like it the way it is. I don't think I'm going to fix it up fancy or anything like that. I just want to make sure it runs well mechanically and that everything works. May want to, I don't know, but may want to lift it a little bit, just a little bit, not like a monster truck, so that we can get over some of these roads that we've got out here through the mountains. The engine here is a 360. The transmission is an A727, and it's got a new Process 208 transfer case in it, all of which are pretty solid bits of machinery, so it should work fine for our needs. I wanted to get it running to check the oil pressure, and that would give me an idea for how the bottom end of the engine is mechanically. If I can hook an oil pressure gauge up to it and check it while it's running hot, while it's warm, idling, and check that oil pressure. My guess is that if it's at 10 pounds, 10 psi or less while it's running hot, idling, and if the fuel pressure doesn't get up above, say, 40 when it's at a couple or 3,000 RPM, then that would suggest that the bottom end, the bottom end of the engine's worn out and needs to be replaced or, rebuilt. If it's okay, I would just leave the engine as is and not, the bottom end as is and not mess with it. But back in 1984, when these came out, and when the smog requirements, were getting hot and heavy since the 70s, and the earlier versions of this 360 cubic inch engine had a different kind of camshaft in it, which meant you could get more horsepower out of it. So I may want to switch the camshaft out into something like what they call an RV cam, which, is not very smog friendly, but that will sort of begin to restore some of the original horsepower that these engines had. I may also want to, depending on how, the top end of the engine is, I might just want to rebuild the heads and slap them back in. I don't know. Probably replace the timing chain setup, because these timing chain sprockets were made of nylon, and over time they can disintegrate. So I'd want to replace that with a steel set and a double roller chain. Do that. I know that there's a leak between the engine and transmission. It leaks both engine oil and transmission oil, which tells me we've got both a rear main seal problem and a transmission pump seal, or input shaft seal or something like that issue. So there's that. I'm told that the transmission has no problem at all, that it doesn't slip or anything like that, so that's good. I'm told that the four-wheel drive works fine. So really, for the money, this was a nice buy, and I'm glad I ran across it, because I've been looking for four-wheel drives for a while, and so I think this will suit our needs just fine. So anyway, you'll see this coming up in future videos, way in the future. But for now, I'm going to park it until I get an opportunity to, until I get a moment to mess with it. That probably won't be until spring. We're going to park it and, just let it sit for a while. See how much more damage the field mice can do to it. And then, we may hit it in the spring or summer of 2026. But I just want to show it to you so you could congratulate me. And, let you know coming up here pretty soon. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in to Contentment. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe and like this video. And please stay tuned, because we're always doing something here. We're in the middle of an off-grid home building project that will be straw bale and adobe and passive solar. So we've got that going. That's coming up pretty quickly. And we just always have stuff going on here. We're kind of busy for approaching retirement, But I want to get this stuff done while we still can. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. You guys take care.